Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, here to recap the Tennessee Titans versus Pittsburgh Steelers as the Titans failed to get it done, unfortunately, 19-13. This is the first time I've been here in 3 weeks. One, because there's a Titans bye week. Two, was because I was in Las Vegas, but now I am back. And also, I am free from work from basically Friday through New Year's Day, actually, and also through like the Monday of New Year's Day. So January 3rd, so I'm gonna have plenty of time to make some videos over the upcoming weeks. I will be out of town, I believe for New Year's Day. Now, those plans are still up in the air. I'll keep you guys updated on that. If I am, then I won't be able to make a game for our recap for week 17. So do be on the lookout for that, but otherwise you'll be getting consistent content for the next upcoming weeks. But for now, the Titans failed to get it done, and this was in classic Tennessee Titans fashion, a game that was handed to us, a game that we should have won, and a game that we did not win because of mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. People, I mean, this game was right there for the taking. I mean, I was watching the first half, and I was trying to come up with scenarios for us to somehow lose this game because the Pittsburgh Steelers offense was so anemic, so lifeless, so worthless, so terrible, no pun intended. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger is so old and decrepit, this guy can't move at all. I mean, he can't even move a foot any direction in the pocket. He can't move any direction in the pocket at all whatsoever. He cannot. He cannot move at all. Did you see him fumbling himself into the end zone on those quarterback sneaks? He couldn't even jump an inch. He couldn't even get an inch. I mean, this was an old geezer. My grandfather, who's in the grave, both of them can move better than Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, this was incredibly ridiculous. I could not believe how old this man was. So the fact that this guy who can move and was unable to move the football in the first half, the fact we allowed him and this offense to slowly creep their way back into this game is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's quite unfortunate as well, because we had an opportunity to reclaim the #1 seed in the AFC. It was there. It was there for the taking once again. And I didn't know if it was going to be. But the Colts, and this was a double-edged sword here, but the Colts got it done against the Patriots, opening up that #1 seed for whoever wanted it temporarily. Right now, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, who we have the tiebreaker over. We would have been the #1 seed once again. And I would have seen a scenario, I'm not saying I believe this would have entirely happened, but I would have seen a scenario in which we won out, or maybe even lost one more game and gotten the #1 seed. Now, the #1 seed is, to me, no longer a realistic conversation. It can still happen. It could still happen. Let me be clear on that. We have to win out. At this point, we have to win out, and then we're going to need help. That can happen, but I'm not sure if the Chiefs are going to lose another game. It's likely that they will, more likely than not. But like personally, my belief, I think they're going to win out right now. So I think the Chiefs are going to have it. And then let me check the Patriots' schedule real quick. They face the Bills, but they face them in New England, so I expect them to beat the Bills this upcoming week. Then they face the Jaguars and then the Dolphins at Miami. Ooh. I mean, there's a chance we get the #1 seed with 5 losses. It's certainly a possibility. I would have preferred 4. There was a possibility for 4, and now that possibility has been stripped away. So let's get into this game. And, again, the defense, and I wasn't here last week, and there really isn't much to discuss from last week. I mean, who cares? We won 20-0 against the Jaguars. It was Urban Meyer's last game as an NFL head coach, hopefully ever, in his last game, certainly for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, that was a game I expected us to win. Even then, we won in very boring fashion. The defense was fantastic. 4 interceptions for Trevor Lawrence. Whatever. Like I said, I was in Vegas. Only thing I needed to know is, did we win? Cool. I moved on. I didn't really care to watch that game. I watched it afterwards. It was boring. There's not much to discuss from that football game. Sorry. Anyway, but the defense today continued to play well overall. Now, there definitely were some plays that we let up today. But considering the fact our offense didn't give him any help, I'm not really going to blame the defense much today. Yes. Did Christian Fulton have a bad pass interference in the end zone? Sure. Was the run defense at times, well, run defense was actually really good. Was, some of the pass defense at times not great? I mean, sure, but we only had 148 passing yards. You only had 148 passing yards, 35 rushing yards. Your defense played well, point blank, period. It would have been nice to get a turnover, I guess. I mean, we had some penalties, just a couple. You didn't love the roughing the pass on Jeffrey Simmons. And by the way, on that, look, it's a roughing the passer. Now, was he pushed by 51 a little bit? But if you get pushed in that scenario, what you have to, and you're about to land at that quarterback's feet, you have to try to avoid it. You have to just be like, no, I'm not trying to touch his feet. Because at the end of the day, Jeffrey Simmons came in on his legs, and he hit his legs pretty hard, and he was pushed, but the little extra to the legs there, yeah, they're going to call that. I'm going to tell you, they're going to call that. They called it. But I'm not going to blame him for that. I'm not saying that, F Jeffrey Simmons or anything like that, but they're going to call that. I'm sorry, they're going to call that. So we really have to talk about the offense today and how bad the offense was. Now, the one shining glimmer offensively, and how about this? I'll be damned. D'Onta Foreman, wow, okay. Now, I will take complete ownership of this. No, I'm kidding. No, but I mean, hey, if he watched me, he got fueled by my D'Onta Foreman. Hey, Dad, I'll take that. Look, I still don't think he's much of anything, but today he played well. For the first time, maybe for the second time. You could argue against, maybe this is actually playing well. Okay, other times he's been okay. Okay, this is actually playing well. This is actually, impressive. This was an impressive performance by D'Onta Foreman. 22 carries, 109 rushing yards, and a crucial 4th and 1 conversion in which he had to keep trucking along. You saw the power that he has. Look, I don't dispute that he has the potential to display this power. I don't see it consistently enough, and I certainly don't see speed, and I certainly don't see run blocking, and I certainly don't see pass blocking. Well, he doesn't need run block. I certainly don't see pass blocking consistently enough for me to even say he's an NFL running back. Especially considering the fact that when you juxtapose him with Derrick Henry, I mean, what the hell? What scenario would you use D'Onta Foreman in that you wouldn't use Derrick Henry? Right? So that doesn't make sense that those two should be on the same team. That doesn't make any sense to me. And that won't make any sense to me whenever Derrick Henry comes back healthy, to be honest. But D'Onta Foreman played well, 100%, and we should have ran him more. We should have ran him and Dontrell Hilliard more today. There are plenty of plays in this game where we threw it on first down, got a holding call, 1st and 20. We should have just ran the ball there and made it easier on ourselves. At a certain point, we have to admit, we have to go Bill Belichick. Mac Jones throwing for 3 passes. Now, we don't have to go that extreme. But look, if the run game's working and we can win off the run game, well, let's just keep running the damn ball. We were up 13-3. We should have kept running the rock. We just should have kept running the rock, use Tannehill's leg. We didn't use Tannehill's legs enough until the second half. Okay? And Tannehill. Let's get into Ryan Tannehill. Okay. Now, there were some good throws today. I liked the first down pass to Chester Rogers. I liked the pass to Jeremy McNichols that set up the touchdown for Ryan Tannehill off the quarterback sneak. That was a good quarterback sneak as well. But boy, oh boy, were there some questionable things from Ryan Tannehill today. Let's begin with this. I don't understand some plays where the pocket is clearly not even collapsing, but the whole defensive front is literally pushing towards him, and he can easily roll out and extend the play, specifically in the red zone, and he refuses to do so. People are saying you should throw the ball away. I agree, but first, roll out. He could have extended 2 specific plays in this game in the red zone, where he got sacked. If he would have rolled out, extended the play, you get 3 more seconds. Roll out 1, 2, at least 3, 4. Maybe you run in. Maybe you find a little opening. Boom, Cody Hollister, touchdown, Nick Westbrook, Akina. I mean, look, I know you were behind Marcus Mariota for a little bit. There's not much you can learn from him, but you can at least learn that because he's pretty good at that. I'll give him that. Marcus Mariota will roll the hell out. Now, he'll do it too much, right? He trusts that pocket. You don't trust that pocket at all. sometimes Tannehill trusts the pocket too much. You know, and he'll have David Questenberry obviously being beat, and then he'll just sit in the pocket, say, well, I mean, I guess I'm screwed. Get out of there. I mean, I like even the first throw of the game to Julio Jones. Obviously, right here, you have Corey Brewer getting beat. I want to say it was Corey Brewer today. Getting beat at your left guard position. Obviously, like you can tell, he keeps looking for Julio. Why don't you step to the right? Why don't you evade this obvious scenario, extend the play, then hit Julio Jones? Don't just sit in the pocket hoping that, oh, well, I hope he'll figure it out in time. That's how you end up getting sacked there. That's how you end up almost getting a strip fumble. Remember that play? The strip fumble that could have lost us the game. I don't know why he can't step up into the pocket. He doesn't step up in the pocket. He doesn't step up. He doesn't roll out nearly enough. 33 years old, and he's mobile. It's not like he's Ben Roethlisberger. Step up in the pocket, roll out of the pocket, extend some of these plays when you know your offensive line is missing people, when you know that you can't trust these offensive linemen. Taylor Lewan is playing better. Outside of him, you can't trust none of them. Nate Davis and Ben Jones, okay, fine. But Brewer and Questenberry, no. David Questenberry might have had his worst game as a Tennessee Titan. As far as I'm concerned, definitely this year. He's been playing well this year, but David Questenberry today was awful. I mean, he was god-awful. I don't know what is happening with him. Maybe his girlfriend broke up with him this weekend or something. I mean, this was bad from Questenberry. But yeah, so he was awful. Roll out of the pocket, step up in the pocket, make better throws decisions. He could have extended plays today. Now, he didn't play awful. I'm going to give him the interception, by the way, again, look, that's more of a freakish interception, I guess, but it's still on him. I mean, it's a great play by the defense. I'm not taking anything away from the defense, but like ultimately, dog, you thought you could throw over that linebacker, he tipped it, and you got picked off, and that's on you. It's a great play by the defender. It's still on you. So what do I give him, a C+? I give him like a C+. It wasn't awful. That's a passing grade. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? When he's getting paid $27 million a year when he's supposed to be our quote-unquote franchise quarterback? I don't think that's good enough. And I hoped in that fourth quarter, because we had plenty of opportunities. You know, we were, what was it, 13-10, 13-13, 13-16, 13-19, and now every single time we had the ball back, I'd be like, all right, Tannehill, lead us down the field. Let's stop on their throat. Oh no, now it's tied. No, let's take the lead. Oh well, now we're down by 3. Come on, let's go ahead. Let's tie the game at least. Oh, now we're down by 6. Get that game-winning drive. L. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how has our offense completely went to hell in this second half? I was shocked by this. Look at the receivers. They're fine. But Nick Westbrook-Ikhine had a big drop. Now it's his only drop in the entire year, and he's Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. So I don't have high expectations of him. Never have, never will. But, you know, I'll give him this. He's actually been better this year than I thought he was going to be, so I'm not going to harp on him too much. The tight end, though, man, Anthony Ferguson, man, look, it's time to cut the hair. Cut the hair and cut the BS. I blame the hair, Tarzan. This is getting ridiculous. Okay? I mean, this is such a disappointing year for you, my friend. Okay? You're better than this, dog. And I know you were trading the offseason, you were working hard, and you had some injuries that slowed you down. But wow, the fumble was embarrassing. It came at such a crucial point in the game. It allowed the Steelers to gain momentum. We have to look at you in this scenario, my friend. We have to. Racey McMath at the wide receiver position, right? 6th round pick at LSU. This guy now has to finally get playing time because of our current injury situation at the wide receiver position, and also the release of Josh Reynolds, by the way. And holy moly, was this bad. First of all, I didn't even like throwing the ball to him there because it was short of the sticks, Tannehill. But anyway, so we throw it to Racey McMath underneath on, I want to say a 3rd and 6. McMath should have just went down, was trying to make a play, got up, flung the ball up in the air, intercepted. I think he was officially maybe called a fumble, whatever. I don't really care. I think it was called it should have been a fumble. And that was embarrassing. He's a rookie, though, so I'll excuse him temporarily. But yeah, you did not solidify your roster position moving forward there. And then also, I forgot about this. How could I forget about this? Tannehill again. Let me go back to him. How could I forget about this? So the fumble that he actually had, first of all, what the hell happened on the snap? I didn't get a good center view of what was happening at the line of scrimmage there, but inexcusable to fumble there. And then what the hell was the attempt to get the fumble there? Can anyone explain that to me? Look, the Cam Newton play in the Super Bowl, I can defend slightly. So the Cam Newton play, whenever he fumbles, and then he hesitates a little bit, the little hesitation to me, first of all, that's so quick. I hate judging human beings in that brief little moment because you never really know how your body's going to react. But to me, that was like, oh, I think someone's going to hit it. I need to be prepared if this ball gets bounced backwards to go dive for it. In this scenario, Tannehill fumbles, and then he's just, he's just like, he doesn't even move. And he's like 5 yards away from the ball at this point, and he's just like, oh, no, there it goes. I was like, Kate Blanchett, wake the hell up and go get the damn ball. I mean, he was voguing. I don't know what he was doing on this fumble. He didn't even go for the ball at all. Now, would he have gotten it? Probably not. But what the hell was that after the fumble? Does anyone have any explanation for that? I mean, I've never seen anything like that. He wasn't being held. I mean, unless if I missaw it, he wasn't being held. He just didn't go for it. I mean, and then also, who was the tight end that was over there? I want to say it was Michael Pruitt or someone else. No urgency for that football there. That was a shocking play. That was a disturbing play. I have no idea what happened on that play. He glitched or something. I don't know. That was a Madden glitch. I mean, I just can't believe he just sat there as the ball was just right there. I mean, that was incredible. Okay, maybe Tannehill's a C. Maybe he's a C-. I forgot about that. How did I forget about that play? Oh, God, that's a C now for Ryan Tannehill. It's damn near C-. It's damn near C-, but I'm going to give him, hell no, that's 2 turnovers, no touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown. That's a C-. It's a C. I can't go D, but it's a C- now. How did I forget about that ridiculous scenario? All right, so Julio Jones. Okay, it's outside of us winning a Super Bowl, which is still on the table. I'll say this has been a disaster. It's been bad, and even at this point, I can't defend it. I'd love to sit here and defend it. I can't. It's a disaster. He tweaked his hamstring again. He's out again. I think it'll only be for this game, but only Lord knows. I mean, only Lord, Mother Nature, someone that I don't know knows. Some supernatural thing. Someone get this guy a sensu bean. Someone get this guy something. I don't know what to do. A lot of you guys watch Spider-Man No Way Home this weekend. We need to go to the multiverse and get the other Julio Jones. A better Julio Jones than just replace him, and then no one knows. No one knows what happened to the other Julio. I need the real Julio. No, someone, he was ripped into the Spider-Verse. Where's our real Julio at? This is a variant. Okay, this is not the Julio that I know. This is low-key. All right, this is not what's going on here. I mean, he just keeps getting hurt. I'm done. I'm done. I don't think he's going to play Thursday. We'll see. But at this point, it's a disaster. He has 350-something yards this season. I mean, he's not going to crack. I mean, if he's lucky, he's going to crack 500. What an unmitigated disaster. And this is bad. Now, maybe he'll come back in the playoffs and then he'll freaking get a game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl, redeem himself, not only for this team, but for his what should have been Super Bowl back for the Atlanta Falcons. But we'll see. I mean, I doubt it, but we'll see. That's the only hope for Julio Jones. Because at this point, this is now a second-round pick that we spent on him. Now, we have him for years to come, so maybe years to come this will get better. But, man, he's going to have to get this hamstring replaced, replenished, something. I mean, this has gotten ridiculous when it comes to Julio Jones, and I can't defend it anymore. I can't, people. This has been bad. This has been bad for Julio Jones in this acquisition. Outside of that, when he was on the field, I don't know why we weren't targeting him. He would have been targeted on the first play of the game. Cool. Throw him a slant. I mean, I just don't understand why that's so difficult. Throw him a slant. Now, he probably would have got injured anyway, but throw him a slant, please. That's all. I don't think I asked for much. I really don't think I come on here and ask for much. But, you know, it would have been nice to see, but we didn't see it. What we did see was a deep pass to Cody Hollister. That was very odd. And these wide receivers, they just stink. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I mean, when Nick Westbrook-Ikhine is your best shot, or Chester Rogers, I mean, what are we talking about, people? And this is why I don't get bogged down on this training camp nonsense. Okay, I used to, I don't do it anymore. Because these players can look so good or so promising on the practice field. Wait till they get on the real NFL field, then talk to me. At least preseason. Even the preseason. Now, wait till they get to the season, because I'm telling you, how many times you will be fooled by this training camp preseason hype nonsense. I get it, you're bored. Okay, you're bored. It's July, it's August. Oh, Mekhi Sargent, what a name. They won't do anything. I mean, seriously. It's fun. It's fun. But at a certain point, you just got to wait till they actually perform on the field. Now, Zach Cunningham, that's the Anchorman reference, if you didn't caught it. Probably, hopefully. Yes, okay, I'm back. Sorry. I got so animated, I pushed out the cord of my mic and I didn't even notice. Okay, how long was I muted for? Woo! It was a while. It was like 2 minutes. Damn, I'm going to have to edit out those 2 minutes. Okay, we will continue on, my dear sir. So I think I was ranting about, okay, so Zach Cunningham, I think I started talking about him at the very least. Zach Cunningham today, I thought he played well today, the past 3 minutes. Well, that's fine. Yeah, so Zach Cunningham, I thought he played well today, and I didn't really talk about the signing, or didn't get the opportunity to. I am intrigued. Now, I went to Vandy with Zach Cunningham. He was class of 2017? I was class of 2019. I didn't know him or anything. But, like, he was, like, the big linebacker at Vandy, right? High expectations. Great player. One of the best defensive players who had come out of Vandy, definitely in the last 5-10 years, honestly. So, I know Zach Cunningham pretty well. When it comes to NFL, Zach Cunningham, he's not that good. Even when it came to his NFL prospects, I could tell when I watched his tape coming out, I'm like, yeah, I don't know how he's going to translate to the NFL. When the Texans took him, I really wasn't afraid of him, to be honest. I love him as a guy. I love him as a college football player, NFL player, I don't know. But being back in the Nashville area, maybe he gets a little more confidence. Maybe we're able to coach him up a little bit, because he still certainly has potential. Great coverage linebacker potential. Run stuffing, maybe not so much, but, you know, we'll see about that. But with Rashaan Evans, that's a nice combo for right now, you know, until we get our other linebackers back. So, you know, Rashaan Evans, he had like 1 tackle today, and his helmet came off, and he like yelled, okay, cool. But outside of that, you know, he was Rashaan Evans. So Zach Cunningham, I'm intrigued. Don't get too high in terms of expectations, but look, there could be something when it comes to Zach Cunningham. I'm not going to completely dismiss him either. Buster Screen played well today. Greg Maben had a nice pass breakup. Jeffrey Simmons did well in the run game, did have the penalty, but still was a force in the run game, so I like to see that. Christian Fulton did have the penalty, but was covering well outside of that. I mean, the defense played well. I think Bud Dupree, did he have a sack? Yeah, he had a sack today, as did Naquan Jones. This Naquan versus Daquan Jones thing. I mean, isn't this one of the most bizarre things you've ever seen? Naquan versus Daquan Jones. They both play nose tackle, number 90 for the Tennessee Titans in 2 different eras. I can't even call them eras. Really, they're really close to each other. That's so bizarre. But I'm into it. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and get to the comments. We had some super chats that I want to get to. So let's get into those. And then we will get into other comments. So other comments, add me in the chat at SportsFan Entertainment if you want your comments read. And that's how we're going to do things. So we begin, if we can, with CLM Titans. Thanks for the super chat, CLM Titans. He says, man, the number 1 seed would really help Henry out. Hopefully the Titans don't push him too hard. And I agree. I mean, it would have been nice and all to have home playoff games in Tennessee. Oh, it would have been so lit. In Nashville, Tennessee, to have home football playoff games again. I mean, we should have one. Should. Okay, absolutely should. Maybe even 2. Maybe 2. But, you know, we're going to have to see about that. But the number 1 seed, man, at this point, it's leaning unlikely. And yeah, and when Henry comes back, I mean, and hopefully, I really want it to be week 17. At the very least, week 18. I don't want it to be the wild card of the playoffs, which unfortunately looks like we might be playing in. And then just like run him hard. Even if you do, I think you can do that. And I would do that. I would risk that because I think he'll be fine. It would really, and we're not going to jinx that. I'm not going to actually bring that up. I think he'd be fine. Let me just say that. Even if we bring him back a first game, give him 20, at least 20 carries. 25, I think he'd be fine. I really think he'd be fine. I think he's that much of a beast, and I think he's worked out enough and will continue to work out throughout this recovery process where he's going to be ready to go and there won't be a concern there. It's a bit of a risk, not going to lie. It's a risk that I'm willing to take. All right, so thank you for the super chat, CLN Titans. There was another one that I saw. I think this was someone telling me that the chat was muted. Yes, Wiesbowski. Thank you for telling me that the chat was muted, and thank you for the super chat as well. All right, so add me in the chat at SportsFan Entertainment. By the way, yeah, so I look at the chat occasionally, but I have to look at so many things. I have to look at the chat. I have to make sure that also make sure that the live stream health is good. I have to make sure that my network is good. Also looking at the stats. Also looking at my notes. So sometimes I'll be like off in a tangent. Also, I'm literally thinking and bringing like things out of my mind as I go on a rant. So it's a lot to think about at the same time. So sometimes, yeah, I might miss for a couple of minutes if my if my audio goes down. But luckily, we got it figured out. Okay. So David Kahn says MJ versus Jake Paul fight next. Hey, man, no, I'm good. One of the things that people are big haters of the Paul brothers. Not me. I'm sorry. I'm one of the fans of the Paul brothers. Now, I have not been always. I've never been a big into vlogs, YouTube vlogs. I think they're fine. I don't like to watch other people live their lives. I like to live my life. Okay, so why am I going to watch other people live their lives? I watch them occasionally, but not like that. And then like some of their controversy in the past have been pretty dumb. But over the past couple of years, they've really redeemed themselves. They've been working hard. They've been being big in the marketing, promoting game. And I started listening to their podcasts, and they're pretty entertaining guys. I'm a fan of the Paul brothers now. I really am. So I was rooting for Jake Paul last night. I guess that means my black card is getting removed. Fine. I like Jake Paul. I think he's funny. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he obviously doesn't want to face a boxer yet, and I think that's smart. And hell, Tommy Fury's the one that backed out. He was going to face a real boxer. He backed out. No one forced him to back out. Tommy Fury's the one that backed out. Otherwise, maybe Jake Paul lost today. Maybe would have won or lost last night. Maybe would have won. I don't know. My money would have been on Tommy Fury, to be honest, because Jake Paul still needs to improve. I mean, he lost a couple of those rounds last night. But I'm here for this. I think it's fun. I think it's earned. I just think you've never really seen this route before, but this is what the beginning of a box, maybe not exactly facing MMA fighters and NBA players, but the first part of a career is supposed to be clunky, and he's supposed to improve over time. I don't think he's ever going to be great. Hell, I think this will be over in like 2 years, maybe even a year. But for right now, it's fun, and I'm not going to fight him. I'll fight a YouTuber. Put me one-on-one with, who do I want to mention on this channel? Because I don't like giving free plugs. And not that I have anything against this person. But you know what would be fun? If Louis T, this is no animosity, because me and Louis T, we're cool as hell. If there was ever a celebrity YouTube or a sports YouTube boxing, if Louis T ever wanted to go a couple rounds, or I don't think a Brandon Perna or Tom Grossi be down. I don't think they'd be down. But if they'd be down, I'd be down. It'd be fun. Hell, I'll trade for it. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But who knows? If this YouTube sports community keeps growing, you never know what might happen. All right, Griffin Harris says, at Sportsman Entertainment, Julio's got to be upset with the lack of targets. I think Julio's got to be upset with everything at this point. Luckily, he's soft-spoken, but he has to be upset with the lack of targets, with the amount of injuries, with everything. I mean, I'm surprised he's not dejected, complaining to ESPN, the media, every single day. To be honest with you, I mean, that shows how high character he actually is. Because if you would have told me this would be the case before the season, I would have said we're going to have drama. We're going to have to trade him out. We're going to have to ship him out, release him or something. I would have thought there's no way he's going to be acceptable with this. And that's what I would have thought. But luckily, he's built different from an Odell and these other type guys. He's more old school, more, keep his head down, work type of guy. And that's the type of guy that I respect. But Yeah, I mean, this is no good. If this continues, it could get to that point to where maybe he's not going to blow a complete gasket, but he'll complain a little bit. Spicy Curb Production says, at Sports for Entertainment, I think we lose Thursday and then beat the Dolphins and Texans. Yeah, so right now, early prediction, I do want to make a preview for this game. Are the 49ers still ahead? Yeah, they are. In fact, they're probably going to go ahead by either 10 or 14 here at the end of the first half. I have us losing on Thursday. The only way we won't, and this is it's not definitive. I'll say right now, I have us losing 58%. But this will be a game where the fans are going to come out. And then when the fans come out and you pressure Jimmy Garoppolo a little bit, they can lose. They just lost to Seattle, although that's a divisional rival. They just lost to Seattle at Seattle. And they've been on the road a lot. So I think that we could really sneak up and beat the 49ers. I just think it's likelier that they beat us than we beat them right now. Then I think after those two losses, we'd wake up and beat the Dolphins and the Texans. That would put us at, 11-6? Yeah, we could have done better, but I will take it. And that will be enough to still win the division. And now, if we lose to the Dolphins and the 49ers, okay, we're in trouble. Because let's look at the Colts remaining schedule. And again, they cannot tie with us. They have to have a better record than us. They go at the Cardinals next game. Nice. And that's gorgeous. We need that. Although the Cardinals stunk it up today. So I don't even know if I can rely upon the Cardinals to do a damned thing. Then they host the Raiders, who they'll beat. They go to the Jaguars, who they'll beat. So right now, the Colts are likely to be 10-7. If we lose out, which we're not going to lose out, but if we did, we'd be, 9-8. They'd win the division. If we beat the Texans at the very least week 18, we'd win the division. But if the Colts win out, we have to be at least the Dolphins. The Dolphins and the Texans, we must. So big eyes on not only the 49er matchup, but the Cardinals matchup this Saturday on Christmas Day. Wow. Hopefully my Christmas present will be the Cardinals beating the Colts' asses. I require nothing more. Santa Claus. All right. Quellert at Sports Fan Entertainment. I want a new quarterback next year. Tannehill's looking terrible this year. Look, I'm not going to go as far as say that I want a new quarterback. All I'm saying is, yeah, I'm just kind of over it. I know we had hella injuries this year and whatnot, but look, he had, again, 5-6 drives in a row in the second half where I'm like, dude, what the hell? Where he could have made plays to win the game. This game, to me, it's not all on his shoulders, but to me, a franchise quarterback wins you this game. Russell Wilson wins you this game. Even a Joe Burrow wins you this game. He's just not on that level, and it's rather unfortunate. And look, there's not many options out there. Baker Mayfield is one, but you'd have to make that work. Now, would I take Baker or Tannehill? We will discuss this in the offseason. But I really want to look at this Baker tape because I watched a couple Browns games this season, and at times he's not been great, but I feel as if he's been better than Tannehill. And if we could somehow make it work, and by the way, Baker's still only 26, so he still has improving to do. I might do it. I might. And it would only be a slight upgrade. I'm not talking about a huge upgrade there, but it'd be an upgrade to me. So we're going to see, man. But Quebert, thank you for the comment. Griffin Harris, he says, at Sportsman Entertainment, can we please get rid of Downing as soon as the season is over? I think Downing deserves another year, although this has not been particularly impressive. But yeah, for first year Downing, it's fine. The offense has not been great, but we had injuries. But the games where we've really had to put up points, like at the Colts, we have, versus the Bills. We put up points in games where I was like, okay, Todd Browning, I'm a little impressed. But we do need to improve. And I saw him being listed on some potential NFL head coaching candidates. I'm like, what the hell are you people talking about? Are you out of your minds? I don't think this guy's going to be an NFL head coach ever. But after this season, what world are you on? Are you high? Are you in Astro World? You're not on Earth. Todd Downing has no shot in hell. People even talk about Shane Bowen. Huh? These are the two. If y'all want to hire these coordinators, please. Take them off Shane Bowen's improved, by the way. He's improved. If you want to take Shane Bowen, go ahead. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. None. Especially because this boy, Arthur Smith, he's actually been better in Atlanta. Give him a couple more years. He'll be back here anyway. And then I think we can find some other defensive coordinators. So if y'all want to take any of these coordinators in the offseason, go ahead, because I'm not going to lose sleep over that at all. Pharaoh Jaco says that's Sport Entertainment. Knowing that Julio is injury prone, would you cut him in the offseason and look for a younger wide receiver either in free agency or the draft? Answer is no. Let me pull up the contract again. But the dead cap for Julio Jones, I want to say it's like $8 million to cut him. And that's on next year alone. It just doesn't make any sense. So let me see. Julio Jones contract. Yeah, so according to Spot Rack, so yeah, his dead cap next year is $13 million, and then the year after it's $8.4 million. He's on the team. He has to be on the team. You have to keep him on the team. I'm sorry. For $13 million cap hit, oh no, he's got to play. Because either a $13 million cap hit, a dead cap, by the way, or a $14 million cap hit. So you're only saving $1.2 million to cut Julio. No, Julio, you paying or you playing. Okay, we gonna pay you for that. But yeah, so absolutely not with that dead cap versus cap hit. Absolutely not. Ryan Marketel says, as sports fan, entertainment, defense, and Ryan Tannehill can't overcome the injuries. No pass blocking or wide receivers. Get healthy and clinch, and we'll see the Titans we know. Again, I disagree that there's no pass blocking. Okay, it's certainly not great. But again, there are times to me where Tannehill could have stepped out in the pocket. His pocket awareness today was bad. It reminded me of Miami. You know, no stepping up in the pocket, no rolling out of the pocket, no extending plays outside of the pocket. I mean, look, I love pocket quarterbacks. I mean, that's where you make your bread and butter in the NFL. Get out of the pocket sometimes. You have to. I mean, that's the new modern NFL. You got to get out of the pocket sometimes, extend plays. It's huge. You know, it's what differentiates, Mahomes does it all the time. Lamar does it all the time. Although Lamar's not the greatest example. Lamar does it all the time. Kyler Murray does it all the time. Aaron Rodgers does it all the time. You got to do it. You got to do it, man. You got to study these guys and learn some of these lessons, man. You have to do it. CLN Titans says that Malik Willis falls to the Titans in the draft. Should the Titans draft him? I haven't watched much tape, but, I mean, let's see. How much did he fall? I mean, I'll take a quarterback as high as round 4. 3 if they're really good. But I don't think we should go higher than round 4, 3. 3 if they're really good, and it's like, oh, this is an obvious, so you have to take this guy in round 3. We got another super chat. This comes from Tighten Up. Tighten Up says Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown are, the only 2 people on earth that can save this ship from sinking. I mean, Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. I'll say Derrick Henry for sure. A.J. Brown, yeah, to a certain extent. And, I mean, depends what you say by, or depends what you mean by save this ship from sinking, because we're not going to sink. Now, are we going to win the Super Bowl? Unfortunately, God, this year sucks. I mean, dude, if we were only healthy, man, dude, this is such a beautiful year to dominate the NFL. If we were healthy in the team that we should have been. Now, there's still going to be some Tennessee Titans losses because that's our move. This should have easily been a 14-3. Tennessee Titans are the best team in the NFL year. 100%. Number 1 seed in the AFC. Considered the best in the NFL. Considered every team's looking out for them. That's what the team should have been. Looking at the landscape of the NFL, no teams have still differentiated themselves as being the best team in the NFL. We could have easily had that title. We should have easily had that title. For some reason, the gods have said no this year. And what a shame, because this should have been the year, dog. And it still could be. But wow, this playoffs is going to be interesting. This is going to be one of the most interesting playoffs I've ever seen. In terms of, man, it's just all up for grabs, man. It's going to be, man, best man wins, man. Super Smash Brothers Melee, and we're going to see what the hell happens. It's going to be an absolute disaster, but I'm going to be here for it. All right. So with that said, that is going to do it for me here. MJ at Sports Fan Entertainment. Tennessee Titans failed to get it done against the Pittsburgh Steelers 19-13. People, it's okay. We're still alive. We have the 49ers on Thursday. Don't love our odds. However, they love our odds at home against the Buffalo Bills, and we got it done. The fans showed up, and we were rowdy, and we got it done. And I think this team might be desperate enough to get it done. But, man, we just can't afford some mistakes that we had. I'm going to have to see a cleaner injury reporting into next game, or I see another L coming. But I think after that, we'll have 2 wins to end the season, 11-6. That's my current prediction. We'll see what happens. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.